Started off my Week 5 preview with Arkansas and Texas A&M. Keys to Arkansas in this game are going to be, are they going to be able to run the ball effectively? And they have great weapons on the outside for that passing game. But are they going to be able to run the ball effectively so A&M can be off balance and they can work that play action pass that they love to run? Another key for them is going to be, is that D-line, are they going to be able to stop the run as well as get to the quarterback? They struggled with that against Alabama last week, and they need to be better at that if they want to win a lot of football games and just find a way to get the ball back to the offense. Players to watch out for in this game are going to be Jerry Franklin, the linebacker, safety Tremaine Thomas, as well as running back Ronnie Wingo. Keys for A&M in this game are going to be, last week they abandoned the run. They cannot do that this week. They need to be a balanced offense. They cannot turn one-dimensional. They have great running backs. I think they should use them with Christian Michaels and Cyrus Gray a little bit more. Another key for them is going to be, are they going to be able to stop the, are they going to be able to get to the quarterback as well? Just try to find a way to create mismatch timing, find a way just to create havoc for Wilson so he doesn't have all day in the pocket. Players to watch out for in this game is going to be cornerback Terrence Frederick, Demontre Moore, the linebacker / DN, and Ryan Tannehill. The one big key in this game is going to be turnovers. Whoever could create the more turnovers, I think, will win this football game. I'm picking Arkansas to win this game. I think it's going to be a close game at first, but Arkansas pulls away at the end. Virginia Tech and Clemson, ACC battle. It's going to be hard in Plattsburgh. Keys for Virginia Tech is, how does Logan Thomas be able to be effective in the passing game? We know we can do with his legs, but he needs to be effective throwing the ball downfield, hitting his targets. Another big key for this game is going to be Bud Foster. How does he create confusion, disguise coverages? What kind of defensive game plan does he call? He's one of the best defensive coordinators in the country. How does he try to find a way to confuse Taj Boyd? Key players that watching this game are going to be David Wilson, the running back, Jerron Hosley, the cornerback, as well as linebacker Tariq Edwards. Keys for Clemson in this game is going to be, how does Tajay Boyd do it his first real road trip? He did great against Florida State and Clemson at home. Now he's going to Virginia Tech. I want to see how he responds, how he plays there. And also, can Clemson stop the run? Virginia Tech has a great running attack with Josh Oglesby and David Wilson. How are they going to be able to stop the run? Players to watch out for in this game is going to be Dwayne Allen, the tight end, as well as wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, who should be able to make plays opposite side of Sammy Watkins. And also at linebacker, Kariko Hawkins should be a player to watch out for in this game as well. One big key in this game is going to be run defense. Whoever can have the most, whichever defense can stop the other rushing attack, which is great. The teams bring two great rushing attacks, is going to be able to win this game. I'm taking Virginia Tech in this game. I think Clemson's going to see too much of David Wilson, who's a Heisman candidate, a dark horse in my opinion. They're going to see a lot of him. I think he's going to have a great game. He's going to show up. He's going to be on a lot of people's Heisman ballots after the end of this game. Moving on to the Big Ten matchup with Nebraska and Wisconsin. Keys for Wisconsin is, how is Taylor Martinez going to be able to affect this game offensively through the air? We know what he could do with his legs from last year. Always been a question about his passing ability. Can he throw the ball downfield? Is he going to be accurate? Is he going to be effective? Also, as well, can they stop the run? As you know, Wisconsin brings probably the best backfield tandem in Wilson, James White, and Monte Ball at the running back positions. Wilson as a quarterback, they bring that punch that you need, and they're probably the greatest tandem that they have. Are they going to be able to stop the run? Players to watch out for in this game for Nebraska are going to be Kyle Reed. He's going to be a guy who can stretch the middle of the field with his athletic ability and his speed. Defensive tackle Jared Crick, linebacker Levante David, and also cornerback Alfonso Denard. He's a really good corner I like, and I think he can make some plays against Nick Toon. Keys for Wisconsin is, how does Russell Wilson play against this first-time defense? Nebraska, if you remember last year, the talk was about Jig Locker, and Jig Locker fell off the face of the earth after he faced that Nebraska defense. So is Russell Wilson, is he going to step up to the challenge, or will he fold and have a really bad game? Also, another key for them, how they're going to be able to contain Tyler Martinez. We know what he can do with his legs. That read option game with Burkhead, Aaron Green, and Martinez is going to be really deadly. Are those ends going to be able to contain? Are they going to be able to stay home? Are they going to have a quarterback spy? What are they going to do there? But players to watch out for in this game is going to be the linebacker Chris Berland, James White, the running back, Nick Toon, the wide receiver, and as well as the center Peter Kahns, who's going to have a lot of one-on-one matchups, I think, against Jared Crick. The biggest key in this game is going to be line of scrimmage. Both teams bring great offensive lines. Which team is going to be able to dominate the line of scrimmage? I'm taking Nebraska in this game. I think Nebraska's defense is just too much better than Wisconsin's defense, and I think Nebraska just has the speed, athleticism to be able to create turnovers, make plays defensively, and they'll be able to score enough points. Moving on to the biggest game of the week, in my opinion, I think it's going to be the Florida-Alabama game. The keys for Florida in this game is going to be which receiver finally has to step up. They need somebody other than Chris Rainey and Jeff Demps to help in the passing game, help John Bailey in the passing game. They need to find one of those receivers, Quinn Dunbar, Deontay Thompson. One of those guys is going to have to step up. Also, how does this defensive line, which is I think one of the best defensive lines in all the country, they have so much great athleticism and size, how are they going to be able to stop the run as well as get a pass rush on A.J. McCarron, as well as stopping Trent Richardson or Eddie Lacy in the backfield? That's going to be a really good thing to watch out for. The players to watch out for in this game is going to be defensive end, outside linebacker Ronnie Powell. He plays that buck position, stand-up outside linebacker, hand in the ground end. He's going to be a guy to watch out for, make plays on the edge. Jonathan Bostic, middle linebacker, who should help out a lot. Quentin Dunbar, wide receiver safety, and defensive tackle Jay Howard. Alabama's keys in this game is how they're going to be able to attack downfield on this Florida secondary. They got to find a way to get Florida, get those 8 guys probably out of the box, the 7-8 guys out of the box to help that passing game. So one of those young wide receivers got to step up, and A.J. McCarron has to be accurate down the field. Also, how does the defense contain Jeff Demps and Chris Rainey is going to be a real concern for them. Both of those guys can have those ability to make great plays out of the backfield, if it's running the ball or even catching it. Players to watch out for in this game for Alabama is going to be the linebacker Nico Johnson, another linebacker, and Courtney Upshaw. Marquise Mays, a wide receiver who should be able to stretch the field. DeAndre White also should be able to stretch the field as well. And also Trent Richardson should be a key player to watch out for in this game. The one big key in this game, I think, is going to be special teams. Like I said, these guys have explosive guys in the return game. So I think this game is going to be really felt on field position. Whichever team can create the best field position for their offense, because they have great defenses. So I think the kickoff coverage, punt return, punt coverage, kicking field goals will be able to determine who wins this game. I've been going all back and forth all week. Everything that's telling me I think Florida's going to win this game. I keep saying Florida. But last night I watched the Florida-Tennessee game, and the one thing that bothered me about this Florida team is that they're young and they're really I wouldn't say they're undisciplined, but they had 11 penalties for over 100 yards. And I think just them being a really young team, very good and talented, but young, I think they get those penalties that hurt drives, that kill drives, or for their offense, or sustain drives for Alabama's offense. And I'm taking Bama in this game. I wanted to pick Florida all week. I thought this would be the game that they can make a statement saying Florida was back last year was a fluke. We have the talent, but I just think that Alabama has a little bit more discipline because they have a lot of older guys. Then they won't make those mistakes or those holding penalties or those 15-yard flags, those killer penalties that kill drives or sustain drives and make drives go on longer. So I'm taking Bama in this game. I think it's really going to be a close football game, probably one possession game coming down to a field goal. But I'm picking Bama in this game, even though I would not be shocked or surprised if Florida wins. So let me know what you guys think. What games are you looking at this week as well? Leave your comments below. Subscribe to the top of the page, and I'll talk to you guys later.